Tommy too.
So for me it's been quite a long time that I drove with the FlixTrain. Back then, about 4 years ago, I used to take it quite often to go from Bochum to Berlin. That's what I was super excited to see if and how things have changed. Currently there is or was still construction on the tracks from the west towards Berlin as of in May 2023. For that reason the train is driving via Magdeburg main station and takes over an hour longer than usual. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't take the ICE this time. Both of them take about 4 hours in total, and even though I have a Bahn card, which would give me like a discount for the ICE, FlixTrain was the way cheaper option this time. When you book the train, you will receive a QR code for your reservation. Also, there's no reason to reserve a seat since they will give you a seat already. For some reason on the way back though, I didn't get the seat next to my girlfriend and I had to switch the seat with another couple who also got seated like that. So I left on the 2nd of May, which was a Tuesday, to go to the S-Bahn. That's the local train that was supposed to take me to Dortmund main station, where the FlixTrain would depart. Upon arrival I already saw some people leaving the platform without any train in sight, and I knew that's not a good sign to begin with, so I went to the platform to check for myself, and sadly I was right. The train in both directions got cancelled due to some technical issues. And that wasn't surprising for me since that happens a lot of times out here. At this point I would have had a really big problem, but luckily I found somebody who could take me to the Dortmund train station just in time. At the train station there was a lot going on and it seemed like all the trains are running late. Reason for that was also some construction. Only a couple platforms were available for all the trains. And on the way back we also missed one train because of that construction. So for the next time I'm definitely avoiding Dortmund main station. The train was scheduled for 8:08 am, and that is the only Flix train that went to Berlin that day. After a 20-minute delay the train finally arrived and I boarded the wagon 100 in the middle area. The train was pretty full and the seats were comfortable. Unfortunately there was a bad smell in the cabin. There's some options to store your luggage over the seats, but that only works if it's not too heavy. Otherwise you would have to put it in front of the wagon. Above the seat there are 2 hooks where you can hang jackets, and the tray tables, they are pretty big, which is pretty good. You can use them to work on a laptop or set up a tablet or whatever you need. Unfortunately though, they are pretty dirty. So just in case, bring some disinfection or wipes, they come in handy. Also there's 2 USB outlets as well as 1 power plug underneath the seat. I only tried them on my way back and unfortunately they didn't work at all. Another thing that I think wasn't like that back in the days, they now have Wi-Fi on board. The Wi-Fi works only sometimes because some parts, especially near Berlin, it doesn't really work. The train announcer, he's pretty funny, he was only making jokes in German though, and he told the people there's no board bistro available, so make sure you bring your own food and your own drinks. And after I dozed off for a little, already half of the ride was over. The train driver happily announced that there was no more delay. That's some pretty good news because the train is already driving 5 hours. After 3.5 hours we arrived in Magdeburg main station, and near Potsdam the train came to another short stop.
5 Minuten vor unserer geplanten Fahrzeit hier in Wildbad sind. Da gehört aber noch ein Regionalexpress vor uns auf die Strecke, der wird uns gleich links überholen und danach wieder unsere Fahrt fortsetzen. Bitte lasst die Außentüren geschlossen. Wir stehen, wie gesagt, auf freier Strecke an keinem Bahnsteig. Es geht ca. 5 Minuten weiter, nachdem dann die Überholung stattgefunden hat.
Since we were 5 minutes early and there was another train passing us. So we went from delay to being too early. And shortly after that I could already spot the yellow-red subway trains that you will see all over Berlin. and then when we arrived we were about 4 minutes late in Berlin main station.
Wir möchten uns von euch verabschieden. Im Namen vom Block- und Zugpersonal. Vielen Dank für eure Fahrt mit FlixTrain. Wir würden uns freuen, euch bald mal wieder an Bord begrüßen zu dürfen. Endbahnhof heißt Endstation, dieser Zug endet hier, Reisende bitte alle aussteigen. Dieser Zug geht anschließend in die Abstellung und ich glaube nicht, dass jemand freiwillig beim Putzen mithelfen möchte. So, this train's terminates here. Passengers, please all get off. Exit to the left into the direction of travel. Please all get off.
I tried to check out the restrooms when we left, but unfortunately that restroom was closed at the time. But on the ride back I had to use them, and I gotta say they're pretty bad, and yeah, it's pretty dirty in there. There was no more soap, and the trash can was all the way filled. I really like that Germany has these high-speed rail tracks, and I learned to appreciate that on my recent trip to Vietnam. The train there took about 14 hours and covered the way less distance than this 5-hour ride. And especially if there's no construction or anything, it only takes about 3.5 hours, and that's pretty good. So overall I gotta say, the drive with FlixTrain was alright, and depending on what you're looking for, it might be the right train for you. The FlixTrain routes are not spread all over Germany, unfortunately, so for your destination there might not be an option for the FlixTrain. The Deutsche Bahn, ICE, just has way more options when it comes to that. And if you're looking for a little more comfort and cleanliness, the Deutsche Bahn ICE might be the better option for you. But if you're trying to save some money and don't mind stepping back your expectations, the FlixTrain might be the right one for you. As for me personally, I think the longer the ride, the more important are the things like comfort and cleanliness. Overall, I would give the FlixTrain a 6 out of 10 review. So thanks everybody for watching, and let me know what I should review next for you guys.